this shit one time. Since y'all wanna be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? See, right there, that's the punchline. That's the punchline.
I don't give a f***. You fucking this. Just till you stop screwing the business. If found out you were in the help, that could really ruin your image. We're talking Barack and Michelle, Pap and Remy. Us, y'all the poster child symbol for black love.
You wanna know who I'm fighting today? You wanna know the details? It's on the details. If you heard me something with me over a female and he ain't dead, it's probably because I still got the female.
What did it take for you to jump in the ring with Remy Pap? Just want to know.
At this point, the girl leaves my number.
What? Your actual telephone number?
So at this point, you can give me $1 and I'm gonna pay you $1. It don't have nothing to do with whatever else. It's just that part alone. That part there is where it's like, I'm a businesswoman. Don't leak my number.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drama sells. I'm not in that beef. My smoke with her is posting my number. Right. So people like, oh, she wants to fight her over a dude. Whatever. Stop it. Stop it. That is so beneath me. Is the disrespect of the leaking my number part. And
it looks like Remy and Eazy aren't getting along after all the turmoil from the previous year, and Papoose isn't even feeling sorry for her. Instead, he's been giving her the business for cheating on him in the first place. We're about to go into this mess, so grab onto your lace front because it looks like we're going to have another major face-off between these two. It's still unreal that Papoose and Remy's romance ended the way it did, even though I know you've all heard this before. When they attempted to prevent him from seeing her, he married her over the phone because he was so in love with her that he risked going to jail himself to obtain a skeleton key to her while she was incarcerated. Regulations prevented them from getting married in person, so they got married over the phone instead. I don't know what love is if that isn't it. When she got back home, they had a proper wedding. Remy gave birth to their daughter in 2018, marking the beginning of their mixed family. On paper, everything was going smoothly for them, but it was a little strange when Father's Day 2023 came and went without Remy giving her husband a single shout out. She used to go out of her way to tell everyone how strong he was, and she was always ready to call him out for being such a wonderful spouse and father. Although Papoose had 3 children before they even met and Remy had 1 child before him, they were able to work things out and create a loving family. People started to worry if something was wrong when she went utterly silent on a day that nearly cried out for an emotional homage because they had an unbreakable family vibe. When Papoose shared a Father's Day family photo of himself and the kids without Remy, it truly got folks talking. The fact that Remy's other child from a prior relationship was not included in the picture just added to the intrigue. Family is everything, he captioned it, but some were curious about Remy's whereabouts. They started speculating as to why she wasn't in the picture because she always appears in these pictures, and something doesn't seem right. Papoose's love for her was undeniable, but he was finally seeing things for what they really were. Although it was clear that something was off, it wasn't until rumors surfaced that Remy had been seeing Eazy the block captain that everyone recognized how terrible things had gotten. In addition to the fact that Eazy hung around with Papoose, the whole thing was weird because Papoose and Remy always seemed to be so solid. Papoose didn't take it well, of course. Rumor has it that he and Eazy the block captain got into a heated dispute at an industry gathering, and others who said they were there said Papoose knocked him out cold rather than just pushing him aside for a conversation. "You guys want something bad to happen to me so bad," Eazy said, trying to seem as though the confrontation had never occurred because he was being so severely mocked on social media. It's equivalent to detesting both men and women. Before you talk, you need to hear the whole tale. In a follow-up tweet, he attempted to downplay the issue by stating, "I'm not mad about the rumors. I'm not mad about the false stories. But when I see people happy that something happened to me, that's just not acceptable. I don't care about anybody," he said to him. "Clear up these rumors before I do," he said, even calling out Papoose, adding, "We aren't friends." Naturally, Papoose didn't try to clarify anything, didn't bite, and didn't answer. By tweeting, I want to apologize to everyone who was disappointed tonight because we couldn't get 3 full rounds from all the opponents. Remy instead seized control of the situation. I made an effort. Additionally, would you kindly put an end to the Eazy and Papoose rumors? There's no place like Chrome, she said afterward. Back at it. See y'all in August. But Papoose's silence served as the true impetus for everything. Anyone who has followed their relationship knows that Papoose was always eager to stand up for Remy no matter what, and he used to ride hard for her without question. Therefore, it said a lot and was very out of character when others started dragging her over these cheating claims, and he didn't take action to stop them. The old Papoose would have been the first to put an end to these stories if they were untrue. Let's face it. At that time, people weren't merely unsure whether the allegations were real. They were convinced, thus his failure to defend Remy was more telling than any comment. As soon as Eazy entered the fight against Gigi Gotti, the uncertainty vanished. A man's got to honor his queen, Eazy would often say, praising Remy. He must take her viewpoint into account going forward if she disagrees with something. But things got pretty heated after Gotti seized the mic. Nothing is off limits, as anyone familiar with rap battles knows. Rappers are bloodthirsty, and Gotti wasn't holding back. He went straight to the point, accusing Remy of cheating on Papoose with Eazy, rather than only making lighthearted remarks.
Just tell him stop spewing the business. Found out you in the help, that could really ruin your image. We're talking Barack and Michelle, Pap and Remy. It's us. Y'all the poster child symbol for.
The fact that this was essentially an open secret that had been discussed for some time was made abundantly evident by Gotti's remarks. Gotti, however, didn't stop there. After accusing Remy of cheating on Papoose, who had been faithful to her for years, he proceeded to tear her to pieces.
He showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. I never held you down in prison for 6 years.
The most shocking thing about all of this is that he made no effort to deny the reports. Rather than saying anything to quiet them, his silence effectively validated them.
You want to know the details? It's only been like, if you heard it, something with me over a female, and he ain't dead, it's probably because I still got the female.
Instead of publicly addressing the matter, Papoose decided to move on with a new woman right away, Clarissa Shields. It seems like things are getting louder and bolder these days when it comes to men's side parts. Yes, you are all familiar with the boxer. To be honest, the fact that Clarissa and Remy knew one another made the situation much more complicated. Clarissa had already snuck into Remy's direct messages before she even started dating Papoose. And it's true that Papoose and Clarissa are together. Given that she was the cause of all the chaos, you would think Remy would just back off, but she isn't managing it well at all. She has reportedly been in a downward spiral ever since it was revealed that Papoose had formally moved on and that his new relationship had gotten serious. She has been acting irrationally and disparaging everyone she meets, demonstrating that she will not tolerate this without a fight. Literally, rumor has it that she has been implying that she wants Clarissa to compete. She has even been quietly hinting that she is prepared to end things on her terms if they don't work out. The real question, though, is why Remy is so unhappy over her ex moving on if she is apparently in love with Eazy. It most likely has to do with the apparent strength of Papoose and Clarissa's relationship. After all, Clarissa recently confessed her love for Papoose and even implied that she would accept his proposal if he ever asked her to marry him.
That sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like if it's certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, and y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you deal with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's where I come in. She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work.
she said it's natural. She don't have to. Probably not like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing fucking hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's kind of one of those things I was like, I want to keep him all to myself. I didn't really.
Papoose has been venturing to Clarissa without hesitation, indicating that their relationship is becoming quite serious, and it seems that the feelings are reciprocated. Remy attempted to give the impression that Papoose was merely using Clarissa and didn't genuinely care for her when she disclosed the two were dating last year. Clarissa stated, "You'll take accountability." In one of the texts she disclosed to him, "It is you who is married. Telling me you made it home safely or that you fell asleep in the Sprinter shouldn't be a giant deal if you can't at least sleep with me over the phone or in person." This obviously annoyed Remy. Remy made fun of Clarissa for pleading with Papoose, who she said wasn't particularly interested in her, despite her tough posts. This sorry-ass publicity team and this lady Clarissa Shields have been spreading false info about me every day to make me look bad and him look like God's gift, Remy said, accusing Clarissa of launching a smear campaign. While resting in my residence, Papoose's idiot fell asleep while talking to Clarissa on the phone and won't get up. It's frightening that this is supposedly a world champion boxer. As soon as he heard my voice, he hung up. Remy went on to claim that she had pleaded with Papoose to make a statement to put an end to the allegations, but he insisted that keeping quiet was the best course of action. "I'm worn out." Oh, and he claimed that he would never ask you because you're ugly. But don't worry, I witnessed everything, and now since you're so tough, the entire world will. She subsequently released further texts that gave the impression that Clarissa was in a desperate situation, such as one in which she wrote, "I'm not happy, but I'm all right. I will quit. I would rather not add to your already existing tension. I am so grateful for your honesty, although it is difficult. I'm sick of speaking and going unheard. I feel silly just lying here, even though I asked for time and flowers. I'm glad people are finally seeing Remy for the narcissist she is," Papoose finally said, breaking his quiet. "She cheated on me several times, but she's acting like the victim now that I've moved on. She would rather try to gain influence online than deal with things like an adult, despite my repeated requests for a divorce. For the sake of my 6-year-old, I'm not engaging in this drama. The last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position," he said in response to the accusations that Remy had cheated on Eazy the block captain. "I punched him unconscious and everyone witnessed it. He was taken home for 4 days after Remy woke him up. I was at home with my daughter in the meantime. I refused to lie about the knockout, even as she still asked me to. Nor did Clarissa hold back. I can't believe a 45-year-old woman is crashing out like this," she said, calling Remy out. "I'm not 45 yet, but you're only 29 and definitely not aging like wine," Remy retorted. Remy was also accused by Clarissa of pretending to be the victim and fabricating texts that said, "I'm not your enemy, but tell your man to buy you some flowers." Additionally, it's embarrassing to fake texts. Clarissa Shields versus Remy Ma. "Come get whooped on February 2nd, she said, setting the stakes higher and challenging Remy to a fight. "I'll fight Remy for just $1. Clarissa jokes in an interview with World Crash Out.
Just put it out.
At this point, the girl leaving my number.
What? Your actual telephone number?
So at this point, you can give me $1, and I'm gonna give you $1. It don't have nothing to do with whatever else. It's just that part alone. that part there is where it's like, I'm a businesswoman. Don't leak my number.
Right.
Why would you do that? I mean, drama sells. I'm not in that beef. My smoke with her is posting my number. Right. So people like, oh, she wants to fight her over a dude, whatever. Stop it. Stop it. That is so beneath me. Is the disrespect of the leaking my number part.
It's clear, however, that these two cannot stand one another. A few weeks ago, Remy's lover, Eazy the Block Captain, came out and said that other men were envious of him because he had Remy.
Go everywhere else because y'all is just mad that it happened. I kept it $1 with. I'm like, yo, hey, listen. If it was that easy for any of y'all would have did it. There's a bunch of who don't like me for no reason because I missed. Excuse me, whatever. I got to start that over. I'm start over.
But when he forced Remy to publicly declare her love for him during another rap battle, he finally came clean and acknowledged that they were in fact dating.
This shit one time. Since y'all want to be on the front lines. Hey, yo, Remy, don't you love me? Yeah. See, right there, that's the punchline.
You would believe that he and Remy were together if he had done all of that, but that isn't the case. Insiders claim that he has been having covert affairs with other women for a while. Because he never chopped off this side piece, there are rumors that he has been cheating on Remy since they started dating. According to reports, Remy discovered his extramarital romances a few weeks ago, which is why she has been disparaging Papoose and Clarissa. She revealed Papoose and Clarissa's relationship in an effort to break it off, and Papoose also stated that Remy has been reluctant to sign the divorce papers, so the timeline adds up. Even if Remy did the same thing first, Pap and Clarissa undoubtedly started playing around when they noticed her acting strangely. I'm not saying that they're out here doing dirt. Remy may be losing at this point, but because ES is renowned for cheating on her, I suppose we shouldn't be too shocked that he is already doing it. However, I would like to know what you think of all this turmoil. Is this merely Papoose's way of getting even with Remy, or do you believe he really wants Clarissa? Tell me what you think by leaving a comment below, and then watch the next video.